How's it going, YouTube? My name is Caffeinated Mike, and I'm here with my good friend and roommate.
Hello, I'm Sydney.
Sydney! Yay! Sydney is very special to me. She is a great roommate, and I told you guys I would vlog more about my life, and what better to start than for you to meet my roommate. And as you can see, the couch is a bit crowded today.
We got the two doggies,
Luna
and Lacey.
Yeah, and this is Lacey.
Okay, Luna, you're in my hair.
Sorry, sorry, oh no. Of course she wants to play as soon as we start recording.
She's been fine all day, lying down, being quiet, doing nothing,
Yeah.
and now she wants to play.
Yeah. Okay, so I always preach that, you should focus on yourself to achieve the goals you want to achieve. Because if you focus on other things or other people, you really can't be true to yourself, and you can't get that satisfaction of achieving a goal. Sydney is like a prime example of someone who has done that. You focused on yourself to accomplish something. And would you like to tell them what you have accomplished?
So I'm actually transgender.
What?
Yes.
You never told me this.
Oh, well then, so let's start from there. So yes. Surprise.
Surprise, I knew, it's okay.
Like Mike said, I do focus on myself. I am a very, I guess, self-focused person, but I'm also a person, I do take the time to focus on the people that matter to me and who are important to me. Mm-hmm. So it is still important that you do get that out there, that for those, like Mike and our other close friends, I'm always going to be there for those type of people.
Yes, of course.
But essentially, in order to self-growth, you do have to focus on yourself.
Yes.
And this is essentially how I determined who I was. They not only determined, accepted, because I think I always knew. So essentially, when I moved in here, back in November 2014, I wasn't Sydney.
No, who did you introduce yourself as to me?
I was Justin back then.
Yeah, so that's how I knew you, as Justin.
Yeah, so that was a name that I went by for...
like your whole life.
My whole life.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say how long that is, but my whole life. Up until this year, essentially, within the last year, I started going by Sydney with my friends, slowly coming out to other people throughout the last, not only year, but last few years, knowing who I was. It's just Sydney, the name, was this year. Yeah. And then work and family and everybody else.
Yes. Like, you've totally changed physically, and even, I wouldn't say your personality, because you're still my
personality is still the same,
caring person, but I feel like you're more confident.
My confidence has gotten a lot better. I am not as much of, I guess, a pushover. I do stand my ground now. I've become a little bit more of a I need to be. Michael and I have a very close relationship. We're like brother and sister. He gets a lot of it.
Yeah, but I also give it back to you.
Yes,
so it's all about balance, right?
It's literally a sibling relationship. If anyone lives with their siblings, who obviously have lived with their siblings, this is basically our living situation.
You are so nice to me. Like, Sydney will prepare supper for me. Like, sometimes in the morning, she leaves a coffee pod for me before I go to work. It's really nice, so thank you.
No problem.
And you're a delicious cook, so obviously I eat the food.
Yes, he would starve if I didn't live here.
I really don't like to cook, so I'm really glad that, you get to live in this house together.
Too.
Yeah. Okay, let's quickly backtrack.
Yes.
I'm gonna put a picture of Sydney, what she looked like when I met her, as Justin. You look so different now.
I do, yeah. Completely different person.
Yeah.
I have weight on now, which is great. The hair is different, the face is different. Yeah. When I hear Justin, it's kind of like, who?
Like, who is that? But really, that was only like
last year.
Yeah, just a year ago.
It was only 6 months ago.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Is Luna bothering you?
No.
Okay. This face. She's so cute.
Sit down. See, I am sitting.
So after, we found out you told your family, you told work, then medically, what channels did you have to go through?
Well, the first thing I had to do, I had to speak to my general practitioner, and this was before I even told most of my friends, have talked to work and talked to my family.
Okay.
So I've only been out to my family and my work since this year, within the last like 5-ish months. Yeah. So let's just backtrack though. First thing was talk to my general practitioner, went to my family doctor, discussed how I was feeling, how I saw myself, where to go from there. He then referred me to a psychiatrist. Okay. So, unfortunately, it's a wait. So, February 2016, went inside the general practitioner. Once that happened, it was a waiting process. It's not gonna happen like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's too bad.
So, the different thing of coming out as a transgender person than compared to coming out as gay or bi, where you undergoing this bodily transition, it does take time, especially if you're going the medical route, which I wanted to and which I am undergoing now. So it took until about November of 2016, I got a letter in the mail stating that it will still be another year's wait at this point if I were to want to stay in our home community. Luckily, they were then referring me to another city, which is only about an hour and a half away, to a psychiatrist there, so I would then be able to go there. When I spoke with the psychiatrist, is really to get me moving forward medically with my transition.
So they signed off, basically.
So I've seen my psychiatrist since January. Every few months I would go back, and he first put me on testosterone blockers.
So no testosterone is coming through.
Which is essentially, since March, I've been on testosterone blockers, which are essentially what it says, blocking the testosterone from my body.
And it's pills, right?
It's a pill, which then will then increase my estrogen levels. This was before I even started estrogen. This is the first step. In between all this, when I was about to start this, because of my past, I've had an eating disorder for about 10 years of my life. I've been almost 4 years now, 5 years, fully healthy. But from about 13 to 23, I'm now going on 29. Been now healthy since about 24.
Good job, Sydney.
Because of my past and having an eating disorder, he wanted to then...
To make sure that you were mentally fit, right?
Because undergoing this transition, I am going to be gaining weight. Estrogen and having reduced testosterone will make me gain weight. So I spoke with a psychologist. That went really well. So then he decided to put me, the psychiatrist decided to put me on blockers. That was since March. Shortly after that, he then referred me to the endocrinologist, which is a big word.
What does that mean?
Well,
what do they do?
The endocrinologist is the one who would prescribe you the hormones.
Oh, yes.
So I see her every few months.
Doctor.
She prescribed me the estrogen. She's increased my dosage every single time I've gone to her, which is great.
So I think a cool thing, when you told me you were taking estrogen, I assumed it was pills.
Yes, so there are different routes that you could take of estrogen. And you could take a pill, which a lot of trans patients have taken. They used to do injections. I don't know if they still do. That's mainly focused on for what female to male transgender patients will undergo. But for me, I'm on a cream. It's a gel cream.
She rubs it all over her chest.
No, you're not supposed to rub it on your chest. That's the one place you're supposed to avoid.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, where do you rub it?
I rub it on my stomach.
On your stomach?
Yes. You're not supposed to put it on the breast area. It says right on the bottle.
I am not a doctor.
Clearly, thank God. So I rub it on my stomach. I do that while I'm doing my makeup, brushing my teeth.
So then the estrogen soaks in through your skin.
Yes, so it is being absorbed into my bloodstream, absorbed into my skin, and then that way, I've been on it since June, and I've already seen a large amount of growth. And change.
I've seen change in you too. And as you guys can tell from the photo of before and after, like, you do look quite different.
My face is more filled out, my voice is higher. I've always had a feminine voice to begin with, but my voice has increased in, I guess, activity. That is the correct word. It's like, it does work.
It just takes time.
It takes time. Each person's different. So if you are looking and going to start transitioning yourself, just know that each person, and this is what the endocrinologist had to tell me, because the first thing I asked her, I was like, when am I going to have boobs?
Yeah, exactly, right?
I want boobs. When
you
am I
want
having
the boobs.
She said each person's different, just
Right.
the same as each biological woman is different when they're going through puberty. That same thing with each trans woman. What could happen to somebody in 1 year could take 2 years for somebody else.
Exactly.
It depends on how your body also adapts to it. Like my body, luckily, has adapted really quickly to the hormones. So I've developed breasts pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I've gained weight pretty quickly, which I'm very pleased about. Now, any trans person will discuss body dysmorphia. The same thing as any human being. We all have insecurities about our bodies. No matter who you are, no matter how great you look, we're human. We have negativity and insecurities of how we look.
Yeah.
As a trans person, they do tend to be more frequent.
Right.
Because my body is essentially not where I want it to be.
But it's a work in progress, right?
As a work in progress, it's going to happen. But luckily, I stay grounded with my support.
And I'm so glad that everyone was so accepting. Like, nobody deserves to, like, they take this step to, like, really be true to themselves, and then people give them backlash. Like, that's stupid. So it's good that, like, you know, we're living in a day and age. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. That people are more open to other people, you know, like, doing what they need to do to grow as a person.
Just be true to yourself. Bleep the haters.
Totally.
Essentially, you only have one life. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing now. I have one life. I want to live my life to the fullest of who I am.
Yes. Perfect.
We all deserve that.
Yeah. Okay, so with that said, let's talk about the future. So obviously, you know, taking hormones is the first step.
Yeah.
But, like, there are, like, actually physical procedures that could be done if you choose.
Not all trans patients, like I said, undergo them medically, but some right away will go, if they could afford it, go towards the gender reconstruction of the body.
Right.
So I'm hoping within the next, hopefully 6 months, to undergo a breast augmentation. This upcoming January, so next month, I will be seeing a plastic surgeon.
A plastic surgeon, a boob doctor.
A boob doctor, yes, amongst other things. But essentially to discuss my breast augmentation.
Nice, that's exciting. Are you nervous?
No.
No, good.
I had my wisdom teeth out in February.
Yes.
I was more nervous about that than having a breast augmentation.
That's really funny. Because, like, everyone gets wisdom teeth done, you know. Like, not everybody, you know, gets cosmetic breasts.
Yes.
So that's really interesting. Like, that's
it just shows you where my head is.
Exactly.
Right
Yeah.
So no, it's that's my next step.
Yeah.
Next month I'll be going to the doctor,
Nice.
hopefully to discuss how much,
Right.
because this unfortunately is not covered.
Yeah, because
it's a cosmetic.
Seen as cosmetic,
Yeah.
unfortunately, which is so silly because, like, I don't know.
Well, the way that you have to see it is that regardless if the woman is trans or biological, if they have small breasts, is they're wanting as a cosmetic. Unless it was I underwent a double mastectomy and had cancer. That's a little bit different.
Yes,
that may be covered.
Right.
But generally speaking, breast augmentations are not covered.
Okay.
So because of that, I've had to start a GoFundMe account.
Right, because it is expensive. Like, this is coming out of your pocket.
Yes.
And like, you want boobs to feel really, like, you know, that's what you want. So you need to pay for it, unfortunately.
Yes. So essentially, not in the vain retrospect, I want this for myself, from my mental standpoint.
Exactly.
It's not to be able to be, I want big breasts. I want my body to match who I am on the inside,
totally.
to match.
That makes perfect sense.
So that's why I'm doing this, is not to be able to be degraded or just have them. It's essentially, it's going to help me a lot more going forward, with more so than what I already have now.
Yeah, nice.
Because this is right now is all the effects of a great double push-up.
Yes.
So
surgery is coming soon.
The surgery, hopefully in the next 6 months. That's my next big thing.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put your GoFundMe link down below so that people can look at it, and maybe if they're generous enough, they can donate. So yeah, let's do that. Let's help Sydney get her boobs.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. We'll keep you guys updated about, you know, the boobs.
So there is more to that.
There is more.
we'll leave it to another day.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
There's lots to talk about.
So there is more things that I do want to discuss with you that happens medically speaking, and even just I guess emotionally and hormonally, because we haven't even gone into that.
Right.
Mike, being my roommate, has experienced firsthand under what a woman scorn is really like.
Yes, it's sometimes it's a roller coaster of emotion, but you know what? It's entertaining.
Yes,
for me.
He's learned not to ask me why I'm crying anymore.
And you make my life very very fun, very entertaining.
Well, I'm here for your entertainment, as Adam Lambert said.
Like Sydney will cry at a TELUS commercial when she sees cute animals, so that gives you a sense of her, how empathetic she is.
I'm very empathetic. I'm very soft-hearted. Everything makes me cry. I feel for everyone's pain and everything. Exactly. So it's like, no matter what commercial, no matter what TV or movie we're watching,
it's the best.
I'm probably gonna cry.
She's such a great person, and I'm really glad that we live together. So with that said, thank you so much for being in the video.
Having me.
You'll see more of Sydney because
I'll be back.
She's here. I'm stuck with her.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yes. All right, guys. Have a great night. And what are we gonna do tonight? Eat more turkey sandwiches. Yes.
Eat turkey.
Delicious.
Finish our coffee.
Yes.
Cheers. And I guess video game.
Yeah.
Play some Overwatch.
Woo! Overwatch. Have a good night,
If you
guys.
all play Overwatch, comment down below.
Yeah.
I main Sombra. Let me know who you main. I'll love to see who else.
Sydney plays on Xbox and I play on PC. So yeah, comment below and maybe we can play together.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Lacey says bye too.
Woo!